Let's talk for a minute about the nuts and bolts of a golf swing. In the Ready, Set, Go drill, what we do from the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone, that would be from a point at which we've got the club about waist high on the downswing to waist high on the through swing. The 9 to 3 Ready, Set, Go drill movement involving the set of the angle, movement of the angle through the path, and the arm release of the angle. I'm going to let the video run for a little bit here. Okay, now it's through the correct and sufficient repetition of this movement through this 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone that we're really going to improve what's absolutely necessary in order to hit a good solid shot. Here with the release board and the swing guide combination, what I'm doing is, of course, assuming a good ready position. That is, when we begin the swing, we want to get our grip, aim, and setup established. Then we go from the ready position to the set position, the top of the swing, at which point we're feeling the set of the angle. The release board and the swing guide combination is a really good combination in that with the swing guide attached to the board, I'm not only feeling and sensing the right rotation of the golf club with my arms, but I'm feeling it in such a way that the swing guide connects to my left arm. That gives me the correct rotation of the golf club on the backswing. Well, then on the downswing, the go move, as we make the go move, what we're going to do is we will have felt, by the way, the pivot into the right hip on that backswing, setting up that top of the swing position or the set position. Then when we make that the go move, there'll be a slight pivot back into the left hip to help initiate that downswing movement. Well, as that takes place, I'm now beginning to drop the angle down into that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. Well, at this point, what really needs to happen is that we need to begin to sense, actually prior to impact, sense the rotation of our lead arm. This is what the arm release is all about. Prior to impact, our left arm again begins to rotate under, so that the entire left wrist, forearm, back of the left hand, down through the shaft of the club, ultimately out to the club head, releases or squares up to the target. As you can see here, the rotation of my arms through this 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone has the board turning over from blue to red, again, right through that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone down there. So the arm release in the swing is a hugely important facet of what's required to genuinely hit a good solid golf shot. Now, one of the things that's important as we make this movement, and this movement, by the way, is happening so fast that we really can't think about it necessarily. We just need to know that it's happening. One of the most important points in the swing, obviously, probably the most important point in the swing in terms of the result, is going to be the actual impact position. Well, what we're after at this point in the swing is the squaring of our left wrist and forearm area in such a way that the left wrist and forearm, back of the glove hand, the lead hand, all that squares up in a straight line condition right there through the point of contact when we make contact with the ball. And again, this is happening so fast that there's no real genuine ability to cognitively control this movement. We need to be fluid with it and just do it in such a way that it's just happening. So the Ready, Set, Go drill with a real high degree of focus on what's actually taking place through the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone with our shoulder, our left shoulder, arm, wrist, hand, and club is a very important facet of what takes place during a golf swing in order to produce a really good solid golf shot. So getting right to the point, right to the nuts and bolts of what's required to hit a good solid golf shot will be the facet of arm release through the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. And this movement needs to be repeated again thousands and thousands of times correctly and sufficiently so that this movement through the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone becomes completely fluid. And again, in the R3 approach, we continuously refer to the fact that it's our perspective number one goal to become fluidly good with our golf swing movements. In other words, we're turning them into a genuine motor skill, much like walking or signing your signature to something. We do these movements without thinking about them. They just happen. But in order for that condition to take place, it requires correct and sufficient repetition of the movement. So again, very important that we understand exactly what's supposed to be taking place, what we want to be taking place relative to this angle between our arms and the shaft of the club through the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. And with devices such as the release board, the swing guide, this will help us to achieve that. Okay, very good. Let's keep doing good work.